All right. Hello, my name is Shauna, and this is an adaptive chair yoga class for adaptiveadventures.org. All right. So today, let's start by finding our breath in our body. So let's just take a moment to sit quietly. Maybe bring your hands onto your belly if that feels good to you, or can be on your lap or any other place. But if you like, maybe on your belly. And then find your alignment. So settle your sit bones into the surface you're sitting on. Use your inhale to lengthen through your spine to the extent that you can. Release your shoulders, let them drop back and down. And then usually we need to bring the head back just a little bit because most of us have our head forward. So bringing it back in a little bit. And then even take the chin and dip it down a little. And then either soften the gaze or close the eyes. And imagine that you are leaving the world behind and you are traveling inward now. Each inhale takes you a little deeper into the essence of yourself, into the interior of your body, your interior landscape. You become aware of the beating of your heart, of the rhythm of your breath, how the breath moves through your body as you inhale and exhale, and any other sensations that the body is providing you at this time. You become aware of all of them. Yet at the same time, you become aware of the space around you. You sense it. If there's noises, a little bit of sound in the space around you, become aware of it, but don't attach to it. And then even go beyond the room you're in and see if there are additional sounds on the street, birds in the trees, traffic, someone mowing their lawn, whatever it is, just become aware of it. But again, don't attach to it. Just awareness, pure awareness and nothing more. Feel the light in the room. Maybe even the light coming through your closed eyelids. And feel the air as it brushes against your face or arms, your clothing against your skin, and feel the support of the chair underneath you, the floor underneath the chair, the ground underneath the floor of the building you're in. And recognize that that ground is shared with the entire planet. Planet Earth is underneath us. And the trees pierce through the surface and their roots entangle with each other. And all the plants and all the animals and the water and the oceans and the lakes and the rivers all lie upon this earth. So from the earth to the building we're in, to the floor we're on, to the chair we sit on, feeling those successive layers of support from the earth. Now, if your hands are on your belly, become aware of the gentle movement of your belly. So your stomach is up here underneath your ribs, but this is your belly. So your abdominal organs. So your belly moves as you breathe because the lungs fill up and then push the organs out of the way. So your belly seems to expand on an inhale without effort. And then as the lungs deflate and move the air out, the organs move back. And so your belly appears to draw back towards the spine. So a few breaths here without changing the breath much. Just come in contact or in recognition of the belly swelling on an inhale and gently receding on an exhale. And let this pattern, this rhythm, feel very calming. Just connecting to the breath, feeling the belly expand on the inhale and draw back gently on the exhale. Now, the next time you inhale, can you inhale the whole way to the bottom of your lungs? So a little bit longer, maybe a little stronger, and intentionally imagine that you're breathing into your hand, and it'll deliver the air into the deepest part of your lungs, which will help the belly to expand under your hands. So just by setting the intention of breathing down to your hands, the body will take care of the rest. The next time you exhale, can you help the belly move back a little bit? So drawing the lowest abdominal muscles in gently in the second half of the exhale, just to help it along. Then softening the belly, breathing into the hand. A little pause, and then exhale, help the belly draw back in and slightly up. Now, the next time you inhale into the hand, we'll pause. So you'll hold the breath in the lungs without tightening, and you'll just wait until it's time for you to exhale. So you've inhaled, and now you're holding the breath. And when you feel ready, you'll exhale. Now let's do that several more times, but as we do it, let's exhale through the mouth. You can sigh it out, or almost like you're blowing through a straw. And let's do that one more time. When you're ready, inhaling into the hand, a little pause, and then a slow sigh or blowing it out the mouth. And then blink your eyes open and come back. Now we've focused on the breath, so now let's coordinate our breath with some simple movement. Now I'll be demonstrating it with straight arms, taking them up, but the arms can be bent, the arms can be low, they can be down here, they can be just a little lift. So you do what feels right for you. We'll be crossing the wrists and alternating the wrists each time, just a little something to keep your focus so you don't get distracted. So start with the arms down by your sides, the spine is long. When you inhale, sweep your arms out to the side to the best of your ability. Take them as far up as feels comfortable. And let's take the right wrist in front of the left. So the right wrist will be closer to you. And push the wrists together, look up, continue to breathe as you need. And then when it's time for you to exhale, bring the arms down. I realize my hands are being cut off on the screen, so I'm going to move back just a little bit. Sorry. I thought I had it right, and let's see. Yeah, okay. So now arms by your side, sorry for the interruption. So turn your palms out, spread your fingers wide, lift your heart. And then like a big inhale, like the air is heavy, push the arms up. And now the left wrist comes in front of the right. Push your wrists together and look up. And then exhale, push the arms down. Let's do that one more time on each side. So we'll inhale up and the right wrist in front of the left and push. And exhale, push the air down. And then last time like this, inhale back up. So we're coordinating breath with movement now. Left wrist in front of right. Reach up like someone's lifting your fingers a little higher. Lengthen through your low back. Soften between your shoulder blades. And then exhale and take the arms down. Now we'll continue to work on coordinating movement with breath a little bit. And we'll use it with the arms, and we'll keep doing variations of it. So you'll be able to adapt to the one that makes sense for you. So we'll start down here. So the arms, the elbows are just a little bit bent. You're just letting your hands hang. So we'll start very easy, and then we'll take it further up. And at any point, if it feels a little too difficult for you or uncomfortable, then you'll drop back to the one we did before. All right. So starting with your right hand, when you inhale, just bring your right hand to your left shoulder. And then exhale and just let the arm drift back down. And then inhale, left arm to the right shoulder. And exhale, move it down. Now we'll do it twice on each location. So right hand to left shoulder, big inhale, let your rib cage expand, little pause, and then exhale, just let that hand drape back down. And left hand to the right shoulder as you inhale, and exhale, take it back down. Now let's turn the palms up. So sometimes this is called cactus arms. So to the extent that this is comfortable, on an inhale, right hand comes to left shoulder, and exhale, take it out. You know what? I'm going to switch inhales and exhales. So just inhale here. When you exhale, bring your left hand to your right shoulder. I think that'll feel a little better. And then use the inhale to open the arms back out. And exhale, right hand to left shoulder. Inhale, fill the chest expanded as that arm sweeps out. And last time, left hand to right shoulder, exhaling, and big inhale, we swing it up and out. Now, let's let our arms rest for just a moment here and bring them down before we go into a little bit more. We'll take our arms into a T shape in just a moment, but let's roll the shoulders back a few times just to release any tension in the shoulders here. So rolling them forward and up, and then gently squeezing them as we drag them down. Forward and up, take them back, squeeze them back and down. And then maybe you can take one shoulder and then the other, pick it up and then drop it just a few times back and forth. Just getting any stiffness out of your shoulders. All right, we'll take our arms out into a T, but you can always keep a little bend in the elbows so that it feels very soft. And if it's not comfortable here, you can bring it back in a little bit. So find your version of an outstretched arm. Take an inhale here. And exhale, sweep that right hand to the left shoulder, almost as though you're deflating it as you press into that shoulder. And then floating the right hand out as you fill the lungs. And exhale, left hand to the right shoulder, a little press like you're deflating it, and bring it back out. Let's do that one more time. So inhaling and exhaling, right hand to left shoulder. Big inhale, sweeps it out. And left hand to right shoulder. And inhale and sweep it out. Let's relax the arms down again. And we'll take a little bit of a shoulder release here. So let's take our arms down by our sides. When you inhale, take the palms forward. And when you exhale, just turn your palms back. So you're just rotating at the shoulders with the breath, inhaling forward, letting the chest lift up, and exhaling, pushing back. Heads of your shoulders come a little forward. So a little arcing of the back on an inhale and a slight rounding on the exhale. Just working out the tension that we tend to accumulate in our shoulders. All right. Now we'll do the last time with the breath and moving the arms. And I'll show with the arms straight up, but it can be anywhere that feels right for you. All right. But I'll demonstrate it with my arms up. So you'll take an inhale and lift up, and exhale, the right hand comes to the left shoulder. Inhale, back up, left hand to right shoulder. and back up. And we'll do it one more time each side. So right hand to left shoulder. Let's look up as we lift the arm up, and then left hand to right shoulder. Let's look down at the hand as we do it. And then inhale back up. Let's try that one more time, adding the head. So right hand to left shoulder. Let's look at the hand. And then inhale back up. Left hand to right shoulder. Look at the hand. And then inhale back up. Look up and take the arms down and to the sides. So now we've got a little bit going on in our shoulders. Let's take our shoulders and lubricate them a little bit more, and then we'll do some bigger movements with our shoulders today. All right, let's start with just the right hand on the right shoulder. So just a little tiny movement here. So we'll start with the elbow, just drawing little circles going backwards. So very small. Let it feel oh so easy, no effort at all. Just gently rotating the head of the humerus, the upper arm bone, in its socket of the shoulder. So I'm just doing a little bit here. You can pick the pace and the scale, but if it feels comfortable, maybe you'll make that circle a little bigger. And then find your biggest version of what this circle can be. What's comfortable for you, how far forward, how far up, how far back, and how far down. And gentle movement without pain. We're encouraging the synovial fluid. That's basically the lubricant inside of our joints. It's a little bit slippery and wet, so we're helping that be distributed through all the surfaces so the joint can move smoothly. And then we'll release that down. You might feel a little bit of warmth or awareness of the inside of your right shoulder versus your left. Sometimes this feels solid, like I don't feel anything inside of it. And this I can actually feel like the gears inside my shoulder. All right, left hand comes to left shoulder. Tiny little circles going back, staying outside of pain. So if it needs to stay slow and small, that's perfect. You want to find right what works for you. And if the elbow is lower, that's okay too. I'm just bringing it up level with the shoulder. But you find, as they say, you do you. And then if it suits you, maybe make the circles a little bigger. You can even let the torso move a little bit with that. Feel a little bit of movement in the spine and the torso. And then let's find your biggest version of what this circle is right now. Like you're painting a big circle on the side wall with your elbow. And then release that arm and bring it down. Now let's come back to the right arm and let the hand rest long. And we'll just look ahead and we'll take the arm now and circle the whole arm. Now, if it's not comfortable to do this, of course, you will do it with a bent elbow, or even you can keep the hand on the shoulder. I'll demonstrate with the full arm going around. But take it slow and mindfully so it's not mechanical. You're actually feeling it, feeling that stretch across the upper back and then across the chest as the arm goes back. All right, now, the next time your arm comes forward, pause, and we want to match our eyes to our fingertips. So you're going to watch your hands now. So slowly, when you take the arm up, then the head is going to go up. When you take the arm back, you'll look back. When you circle down, you'll lean over to catch the fingers in your field of vision. And then you'll bring yourself back up to follow the hand. So let's try that 2 more times. Taking your time. Remember, the scale of the movement will always be adapted for your needs. Keep the joints soft without straining, and try and match your breath. So as you bring your arm up, that's an inhale, like it's floating your hand up. And then as you exhale and feel the belly moving towards the spine, that draws the hand down and around. And then relax the hand. Maybe the right arm now feels a little different than the left arm. And now we'll shake that left arm out a little bit and we'll do the same thing. So first we'll just look straight ahead and not involve the head. So we'll bring that arm up. And again, if it doesn't feel good to go the whole way, then it'll be a smaller motion, maybe something like that. So you decide the scale of movement that works for you. And then I'll show the whole arm. Let's do. And now when you come forward, we'll pause and we'll match our eyes to our fingertips. So when the arm goes up, you'll look up. When the arm goes back, you'll take your head and look back. When the arm goes down, you can lean down and follow it and then bring it up. And so now we'll do 3 more times in your time. Inhale, looking up. Use the exhale to go back and down. And then that inhale floats the arm and the head forward and up. And the exhale takes a little twist in the torso and down. And then do that 1 more time. And then bring yourself back. Now, almost every week we do some version of cat-cow. So cow is a little back bend and cat is a rounded back like a Halloween cat. And there are many, many different versions of these, but it's very good because it allows us to move through all the segments of the spine. So let's start with a straightforward cat-cow, and then we'll add on. So if your hands are somewhere in the middle of your thighs or wherever's comfortable, if you have a chair with arms, it can also be on the arms. So you'll exhale and get nice and tall. So lift up, lift the heart up, drop the shoulders back and down. Endeavor to have the longest spine that you can. When you inhale, you'll draw your hands back towards the hip crease. Take your heart forward and then just gently look up a little bit. So you don't need to crank your neck, but just a little bit, look up. And then when you exhale, tuck your tail under, round your back, drop your chin, pull your belly in, and take your hands towards your knees, so straight arms. And then you'll continue now with your breath. So inhale, draw the hands back, arch the spine, and look up to any degree as long as your neck feels comfortable. And then exhaling, rounding, dropping back and down. So we'll do that just a few more times here. Let's do 1 more like this. And then bring it back. Now you might have been aware of the movements of your low back. So now we're going to isolate the upper and the lower spine a little bit, just a little exercise, see how it feels. So we'll do a version of a cat-cow now, but it'll just be between your navel, your belly button, and your sit bones. So your hands will be on your thighs, and maybe I'll turn sideways. Hopefully this will, maybe you can see it a little bit better. Get my hair out of the way. So on an inhale, I'm gonna arch my back. I'll put my hand here so you can see it. And then on the exhale, I'll round my back. So just moving from the navel down. So the chest is not moving that much, right? So back and forth like that. So when you exhale, you can just pull the belly in. Just suck the belly, pull it in. And then when you inhale, you can, like a proud chest, but you're moving your navel, your belly forward. And so see what it feels like just to move back and forth in this small way. So you're using your lowest abdominal muscles and your low back muscles. Now, if you have a sense of that, it's almost like you're rocking on your sit bones. Now we'll draw circles with those muscles. So it's a little bit like doing a belly dance or a hula dance or using a hula hoop, really. So now, again, I'll put my hand on the belly so you can see it. I'm going to move my belly So the shoulders will move just a little bit, but the idea is the majority of the movement is taking place below the navel. So my hand is drawing that circle where my navel goes. And this is extremely good for letting go of tension in the low back. We'll come back. And again, if it doesn't make sense, just move all of you if you can't quite isolate this. And then let's do it in the other direction a few times. So moving the sit bones, you're pressing the sit bones and gyrating the pelvis around, really. So the navel goes back and forward and circles. Let's try it one more time. And there's that. It's a lot of work. And so now let's try heart circles. So now we're going to move the upper half of us. So if I put my hand on my heart, we'll go side to side first. That'll be a little easier, and then we'll take it into a full circle. So I'll put my hands on my ribs so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't need to do that. I'm just doing it. Or if it helps you find your ribs, of course, go ahead. So I'll take an inhale, I'll move the ribs to the left and then the right, left. So you can see the hips are staying relatively still, and we're moving the rib cage back and forth. And the movements might get a little bigger as you keep doing them, as your thoracic spine loosens up a little bit. All right, so now we've got the rib cage a little bit more limber. Now we're going to take that whole rib cage and that heart, so we call it heart circles, put my hand on the heart. So it's a little bit like the cat-cow we just did. So the heart comes forward, but then it goes to the left, it goes back and to the right. So now it's more of a little bit of a churning. You're moving your heart and your rib cage. Imagine that your heart is drawing a circle in space. So I'm keeping my hand here so you can see the movement, or I can release it and maybe you can see it a little bit better here. So heart comes forward to the side, back and forward, and then pause. This usually makes your breath a little bit deeper and longer because it's work to do this. And now we'll do it in the opposite direction. So you'll get tall always. Every movement, we get tall first and we engage all along the spine line, and then hula hooping or heart circling in the other direction. Let's do two more like this. And you might be able to get into that stiffness in between your shoulder blades or your shoulders as you round your upper back and then arc. All right. So now maybe we can do this in a way that'll make sense. Let's pretend that we've got a great big cauldron in front of us. And for a moment, we'll be a witch or a cook. And interlace your fingers and take your arms straight like you have a great big paddle that you're stirring with. Right? Maybe take the feet a little longer and lean forward a little bit. And now we're going to stir the cauldron. So you'll reach way forward and then lean back and forward. So everything we've been doing to move the hips and the heart circle is preparing us for this bigger movement. So reaching forward to the sides and back, and big circle forward and back. Let's do one more in this direction. Feeling that movement between your pelvis and your ribs. And then we'll pause for just a moment, and then we'll take it in the other direction. But just take a breath here. Inhale through both nostrils, and then sigh it out of your mouth. Just letting go of any fatigue or tension. All right, let's take it in the other direction. So we have our arms, and if they don't feel comfortable straight, then you can keep the elbows bent, but I'm demonstrating it with straight arms. All right, so other direction. I think this is the other direction. No, maybe it's this, yeah. So you're rocking on your pelvis, leaning way forward with a long spine, bending at the hip crease, leaning way back so you can bring the straight arms back. And a couple more here. Let's do one more. And then come back. Shake out your arms a little bit. All right. Let's do a little release of the arms now. We've done a lot with you with that. So let's get the shoulders a little bit relaxed. Shoulders and arms. So let's let your arms dangle by your sides. Just shake them out a little bit. And then let's inhale and draw both shoulders up by your ears and squeeze them in and stay here. Now breathe if you need to, or if it feels comfortable, you can hold your breath for a little moment, squeeze in again a little bit more. And then the next time you exhale, you'll sigh it out and drop your shoulders all at once. So, and see how much further down your shoulders can be released. And let's try that back and forth a few times. So inhale up, get extra tall, squeeze it in, maybe hold the breath, get longer in the belly, and then and drop it down. Let's do one shoulder at a time now. So right shoulder comes up, we squeeze it in, and then left shoulder, we squeeze it in, and then let's do both shoulders. Shoulders up as we inhale, squeeze them in, and okay. Let's do a little something for the head and neck, but of course we'll use the arms and the spine as well. Let's take the right hand and put it at the small of your back. Inhale your left arm up to any degree and look up. When you exhale, you'll start by hinging at your hips, reaching way out in front of you, rolling across your lap, and then letting your arm and your head hang down any amount. Now turn your head to the left. So you're looking to the left. And when you inhale, we'll release the right arm and bring the right arm up as we're looking away. And then bring the right arm to the back of the spine and look forward. Let's do that a few times on the right side, and then we'll switch to the left. So we want to get a little stretch on the right side of the neck here. So inhale the right arm up. Let's exhale, right arm to the small of the back and fold. Look to the left and inhale that right arm up. Still looking to the left, draw the right arm down and to the back, and then look forward. And I'll try it one more time. See if I can get my cues correct here. So let's inhale the right arm up as you look up. When you exhale, take the right arm to the small of the back and then fold. Let the head and neck relax down. Now look to the left as you inhale the right arm up. Keep looking to the left as you draw the right arm down and to the small of the back. Then bring your head level. Okay. So now let's try the other side. So inhale the left arm up. Reach way out in front of you and then bring the left arm to the small of the back as you fold forward. Now to come up, look at the right, turn your head to the right, and then as you lift your torso, also lift that left arm up. Come on up, yeah. Then keep looking to the right as you lower the left hand down. And bring it back to the small of the back. Turn your head forward. Let's do that one more time and then we'll do it symmetrically. So on an inhale, release your left arm and look up. Reach way out in front of you as you swing the arm behind you to the small of your back and fold over any amount. As you begin, look turn your head to the right. And then as you begin to lift your torso, keep looking to the right, release that left arm and bring it up to the ceiling. And then keep looking to the right as you press your hand to the left and back and down. All right, so when we do something left and right, then we always want to do something symmetrical if we can. So we'll do that now. So on an inhale, let's take both arms out and up, look up and reach. Pause here for just a moment. Then lean forward and sweep your arms to the small of your back, both arms, and continue rolling down across the lap and looking down. Release the back of your neck. Now, as you come up, start to lift your torso, release your hands, swing your arms way out to the sides and up. And then exhale, bring your hands down to your lap. Let's make soft fists with our hands and bend our elbows. So our hands are by our sides now. And we'll just do a little punching here. Just a little bit more active by the end. So let's take the left hand and punch it forward. And then draw it back. And the other arm punches and draws back. So punch and draw, and punch and draw. We're punching right to the center. So we're extending that arm with a little push, and then drawing the other elbow as far back as feels good. Now you'll notice that your torso begins to twist a little bit. If you pull one fist forward and the other elbow back, we get a little twisting action here. So now we're going to change it up a little bit. So the next time you take your right hand and punch way over to the left, and then bring it back. And then the left hand punches way to the right, and we bring it back. So now keep this up with your pace now. Punching across the body. And it might be nice to exhale as you punch. Give that a try and see if that feels good. All right, now let's punch a little bit higher. So the right hand's going to go up towards the left corner and then back. And then the left hand will go up towards the right corner and back. So now let's try this back and forth a few times. And remember, they can be small movements, right? They can be just down here, if that feels better. I'm just demonstrating the whole motion so that you can partake in any portion of it. All right. And now the next time the right hand moves, we're going to punch down into the left. Bring it back. Left hand punches down into the right and back. So now feel your abdominals working because you're twisting and thrusting with your arms. So your abdominal organs have to engage to allow you to do that. And just one more time, down and down. Now go shoulder height across and across. Now go up and up. And then bring it to the shoulder height and go across and across. And then bring it down and across and down and across. Let's go up one more time. So shoulder height and to the ceiling, and shoulder height, and last time down and down. And then let our arms rest. All right, we'll do one last. This is actually called chair pose. So in a yoga class, it's chair pose. We sit in the invisible chair. We're sitting in the chair, but it still requires a fair amount of work to do what chair pose is. So we're going to take it in stages. We'll hold each stage a little bit longer. So it'll be a lot of abdominal work. The goal is to lengthen your spine so your hips are really heavy and they sink in the chair. So your hands are on your lap. Inhale and get really tall. Firm your belly a little and then just cantilever forward a little bit. Imagine that you're at about a 45-degree angle. Now, staying here will require engagement of your abdominal muscles. So can you take your hands and just lift them a little bit off your lap and have your palms face each other? So sideways, just so you can see, I'm like this. Okay. Now, if that feels okay, maybe you take your hands up closer to shoulder level. You're still leaning forward. Take some work to stay here. You're breathing slow and deep. And then if this feels okay, you'll take your arms maybe above the shoulder level. And you'll pick the spot that feels right for you. And then maybe arms are nearly straight is a version. And then the last version is tipping forward with straight arms. Head is, the ears line up with your arms more or less. Back of the neck is long. Shoulders are relaxed as much as they can be, and the belly is strong. So you're toning your abdominal muscles. Low back is lengthening, and you're letting your sit bones sink into the chair. And then exhale and bring it back. So it looks like nothing, but it actually feels like something, if you know what I mean. All right. Let's just do a little easy twist, and then we'll take a moment of bringing ourselves back in. So let's take our hands to our opposite shoulders. Just start with little tiny twists. So the twists are coming from your belly and the lowest ribs. So just letting your head follow your torso and just a little bit back and forth, whatever feels right for you. All right, now let's start to draw little circles with our shoulders. So a little bit like we were stirring the cauldron, but now we've just got our torso doing it. And then let's take it in the opposite direction. So just freeing up the low back a little, freeing up the shoulders, letting the spine feel supple in between. And then the last option, you can release your arms and we'll do something called around the world. And I'll show you, arms can be straight or they can be on your shoulders the way we were, whatever feels comfortable for you. When you exhale, let's take it over to the right and then down towards the floor. Use your abdominals to help lift you on the left, bring you up. Let's do one more time in this direction, around the world and up. And then we'll reverse direction. So over to the left and down, sweep it up, look up as you lift up. One more time, down and around and up. And then release your arms down. All right. Now sit back in your chair. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms out. And inhale the arms up and back. Lean into the chair. Give yourself a final little lengthening of the spine. And then push your hands shoulder height away from you. Drop your chin and give your back a final little rounding. And then release it. And come back into your lap. We'll end as we started. So come back to your comfortable seated position in your chair. Your spine is long. Your shoulders are relaxed down your back. And your belly is gently engaged. Your head, the back of your skull is lining up with your shoulder blades, and there's no tension in the neck. As you inhale and you feel the air come through the nostrils down into the lungs, can you imagine it has a glow, a sparkly quality to it? So you're bringing in that sparkly, glowing life force with each breath, filling the lungs. And then exhaling out and seeing that sparkly energy, maybe a little different on the way out, but a cloud of energy all around you. And every time you inhale, you're recharging the cloud, your aura, your energy field. And each time you exhale, it's like you're cleaning or cleansing it, releasing any stale or stagnant energy, stale or stagnant thoughts, stale or stagnant emotions, things we need to let go of for our own well-being. And then take a few slower, deeper breaths here, gently pulling the air through the nostrils, filling the lungs, and then gently helping the navel move back as you exhale fully. Let's take one more breath together. Inhale through both nostrils, fill the lungs, and then sigh it out. Feel a sense of quietude at the base of that exhale. And then retaining that, bring your hands to your heart, drop your chin, and take a moment to enjoy the shift in sensation in your body, or that relaxation or a little bit of quiet spaciousness that you may have found through the practice. From my heart to yours, namaste.